Hi, my name is Grace Baroni, and welcome to Conversations with the ERC5. Today my guest is Marc Strange, Town Administrator for the Town of Ludlow. Marc, welcome to the podcast. I am delighted to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I've been looking forward to this for some time, so I appreciate you taking the time.
We're delighted, as I said. Obviously, I live in Ludlow, a lifelong resident, and there is like this excitement around town. It's everywhere. Tell us about what's happening in town. What do you attribute this to?
Yeah, no. So again, thank you for having me. I really think a lot of that excitement is centered in the Ludlow Mills complex.
Yes.
As you come over, I remember the first a few times coming into Ludlow from out of town, coming over the Putz Bridge and looking over to the right and seeing the mills. Mm-hmm. And it felt like you had arrived someplace, right? I was like, yes. What is this place? We'd go to Rando, so we kind of went away from it. But it's a unique area. Certainly mm-hmm. with the mills and the clock tower, you feel like you've arrived at a place.
Yes.
So we're trying to sort of use those factors and attract more businesses. So West Mass Area Development is the owner and the developer of the Ludlow Mills complex. We have a terrific relationship. We've been very successful in terms of securing grants to build Riverside Drive, which is a new road that's sort of behind the mills, and it runs along the river. Mm-hmm. We're just finishing up Millside Drive, which is at the end of Riverside Drive, so there's a ton of stuff going on there. With Tandem Bagels opening, that's driven a lot of excitement. And I know that West Mass has additional plans for more development for at least one more mill building. So that was one of the reasons that I was really excited to come to Ludlow. Mm-hmm. I have a background in economic development, and there's so much potential there for, first of all, to make the town more exciting, provide more amenities for residents and visitors, but also really to add to the town's tax roll so we can do better things for the town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, East Street Corridor is pretty much full, mm-hmm. Which is really lovely. It's not like one business opens and one closes, and then they're all hanging in there.
Absolutely.
And they're doing well. And it looks fabulous. I love running up and down and all around. And the Riverwalk, I love to go down there just to see what's next. What are they doing? Where's it going? It's like when we were all waiting for the opening of Tandem Bagels.
Yep.
We would all be circulating, and I wasn't the only one. There'd be others just kind of, what's coming into the building and things like that.
Yeah.
So the excitement was, it was great.
It's terrific. It's terrific. Again, this is just another step in the evolution of that area. Mm-hmm. Certainly with Tandem, that's going to draw more people down there. I know a lot of people use the Riverwalk. Mm-hmm. Iron Duke is down there. And then, the East Street Corridor is literally right next to the mills. So we're really doing whatever we can to improve the infrastructure that's near the mills project, both, below grade, not to get too sort of municipal, geek out on municipal stuff on you. But, the infrastructure underneath is aging, so we'll be able to replace that, which supports additional development of new businesses. Mm-hmm. There are certainly areas where we could have some more parking, and I think that's going to be a key component to developing that area. As more people come down, there's more businesses down there. They're going to need places to park. But yeah, we're super excited. Again, I feel like it's the heartbeat of the town. We've also got some programs in place, again, that can, capture some of that additional tax revenue and really improve East Street and Sewell Street and that intersection there, mm-hmm. With, banners and plantings and just to make it more beautified a little bit. Again, it's
aesthetically pleasing.
Exactly. Make it, as aesthetically pleasing as possible. And you really want to, welcome people, both visually, but also with those long-term iconic businesses businesses that have been down there, like Casa and the bakery, and you know, the list goes on.
Yeah. And the thing is, for the ERC5, when we have events at Ludlow Country Club, everybody loves Ludlow because we've got that turnpike exit. We've got that easy access to the highways. It's great to get. You can get anywhere from Ludlow in like 20 minutes tops. So it always makes it a good place for us to host things because it's easy access, again, for folks to come out to the town. And there's so much to do there. And to backtrack on something you said you had a degree in economic development.
Yep.
So what do you see? Do you see Ludlow becoming like a destination? Is that part of the goal? Because I think to myself, we have Lupa Zoo, we have Randall's Farm, we've got the Riverwalk, that is fabulous. We've got the Ludlow Reservoir.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of things drawing people to Ludlow. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. There's so much going on in Ludlow that before I'd come into the town that I wasn't aware of. So, yeah, we're really trying to, we're putting together a marketing campaign now to sort of create a repository for all those businesses, but also an events calendar. So if people are coming into the area, not just Ludlow, but into Springfield, they can say, maybe we'll stop off in Ludlow and hit the Iron Duke, or maybe go for a walk on the Riverwalk or the Reservoir, Randall's, of course, Vanish Valley. The list really goes on.
Yes.
Lupa Zoo, as you said, and with the Pike exit there, it makes it possible. So if you're coming in from out of town, we're really trying to position ourselves as, you have the casino, you have Six Flags, you have the Basketball Hall of Fame, but there's also stuff going on in Ludlow that's, that is attractive to families and to individuals. So our campaign is entitled "Get Lost in Ludlow." I can talk a little bit about that.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So we hired a marketing campaign. We got a grant through from the Mass Gaming Commission. So every community that's a surrounding community for MGM, you're eligible for grant funding. So we got a grant from the Gaming Commission for our Get Lost in Ludlow campaign. I really think they're doing a fabulous job. We have a logo, we have a website, getlostinludlow.com, and really any business, we would encourage you can go onto the website and fill out your business information. And again, it's all there. It's visually pleasing. We provide links to your particular websites, and then there's an events calendar to show what's going on. There's a bunch of events going on at the library always, but just, Little League and all kinds of things that are going on in town. So, if certainly residents, if you want to know what's going on, Get Lost in Ludlow and you'll have an idea of, what's available. But, we want to sort of build it up to the point where we have sort of a critical mass of again, events and businesses, and then we can really start promoting it regionally to help our businesses. It's because, again, our businesses do great. We have a bunch of iconic businesses in town, and we really want to help them, do even better.
Yeah. Got to put in a plug, shop local, support our local businesses. Because when you go to the high school and you're catching a game there, or you're at the Ludlow Boys and Girls Club in the pool, it's those businesses in town that support those wonderful activities that provide for a better quality of life for our youth. So we've really got to give them a shout out and always support them and see, what can we do to make sure they stay in Ludlow and that they're thriving, because they do well, the community does well.
Absolutely. And that's one thing, one of the many things I love about Ludlow is there's so many small businesses. We don't really have these sort of big corporate, big box entities as much, so the dollars that are spent in these Ludlow businesses stay in town typically.
Yes.
That's terrific for the community.
Yeah. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them live in Ludlow, have their businesses in Ludlow. They're committed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we want to make sure that we're supporting them any way we can.
Yeah. So like you said, shop local.
Another campaign. But in Get Lost in Ludlow, you did do recently the restaurant
Yes.
right? That was part of that campaign?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. Do you see doing another one of those? I thought that
Absolutely.
was a great idea.
Yes, thank you so much for reminding me of that. That was for the restaurants and businesses that participated. It was hugely successful for them. Anytime you do something the first time, you're always, there's always room for additional participation. But we will definitely be doing it at least once a year. We were thinking about doing maybe something in the fall to do something a little bit different thematically,
Right.
and give businesses the opportunity to participate again. We'd really love to make that become like Taste of Ludlow.
Yes.
Where we could, shut down parts of State Street or East Street and really make it an event, bring in bands and really celebrate the town for, a weekend or a week or, whatever we can do. So that's sort of the long-term vision, and,
Love it.
the infrastructure there, right. And the businesses are there. I think we just have to put it together.
Love your love your thoughts. I like where you're headed. So where do you see Ludlow in 5 years?
Mm-hmm. I'm like I said, I'm really excited about the downtown area.
Yeah.
There's so much there. Again, there's a lot of like really iconic businesses that are mainstays that have a really loyal patron base. Excuse me.
Yes.
Plus, you have the mills. The mills are going to continue to develop. There are 170 units between Mill 8 and Mill 10.
Yes.
So you have a captive, market for businesses, to walk down to Town of Bagel or the businesses on East Street. I feel like as a town, our job is to, again, make it more aesthetically pleasing and exciting, right? Sort of, it's called placemaking. So we really want to make it a visually exciting place where people want to go and want to come. So that's sort of the vision. I think it can be spectacular. I know that West Mass has a lot of plans coming up in the future. As I said, Millside Drive, there's 4 parcels that are empty right now that will be developed hopefully in the next 5 years. So we're really, really on the upswing of the arc of what the Ludlow Mills and the downtown can be. I really truly think it's going to be special in 5 or 10 years.
Ludlow's the place to be.
It is, absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I see that our time is coming to a close.
Oh, thanks.
And I think we need to have you come back every so often and just kind of update us on what's happening in Ludlow. Marc, what is the best way for the community and businesses to get in touch with you and learn more about the different initiatives that are happening?
Yeah, sure. Well, the town website is always sort of the best place to start, ludlow.ma.us. We're also on Facebook, and please check out getlostinludlow.com, particularly for people who live in town or have events going on, or certainly businesses that are not involved in Get Lost in Ludlow yet. Excuse me. That's really where we're trying to build out our database that we can share with everybody and get people spending money in Ludlow.
Okay, Marc, thank you so much for making time for us. I greatly appreciate it. It was a pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you.
And to our audience, thank you so much for tuning in for today's conversations with the ERC5. If you'd like to be a guest here at Stonegate Studios in Wilbraham, visit our website at erc5.com.